criticism is the biggest pillar of democracy. It is said by our Mr. Prime Minister. So hereby, by many people of the political party were going to the Habitat Club and causing destruction there because it had nothing related to Kunal Kamra.
The question, I'm talking about the case of Kunal Kamra. We have to say we don't support anyone. Camera is here. But if it goes viral, our house is the next. Maybe.
Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A, which is about you can speak what you want to. But in Article 19, there are restrictions.
The question or the topic we are going to discuss on: does freedom of speech exist in India? The question or the topic we are going to discuss on: does freedom of speech exist in India or not? I want you people to place your opinion over this, but at the same I want you to share some of the opinion कि whatever happened, I'm talking about the case of Kunal Kamra, whatever happened, is it really a true case or a completely propaganda? So I want you people to place your opinion one by one. I'm not from any particular party. You're not here from any particular party. We're here to speak and learn how to deal with such situations and such problems. So kindly place your opinion one by one. Be open up. Be confident. Place your opinion, guys. Here we go.
From the recent Kunal Kamra controversy, we have been really questioning whether freedom of speech exists in our India or not. Today, let us know what is freedom of speech and what Kunal Kamra did. Was it really defamation or was it really treason against the country or not? Let us know with this. We're starting from the freedom of speech. Let's know what is the meaning of freedom of speech. Now, freedom of speech has a lot of its meanings, but freedom of speech has its own limitations to upon its citizens. There are many limitations, but one of the limitations is defamation. You can't cause defamation against anyone. Now here, I mean anyone, but there are some people this anyone excludes. One of those people are public figures like actors, politicians, and let's just say that Eknath Shinde, who was criticized by Kunal Kamra, is just another politician. So criticizing him is not called defamation; it is just criticizing the government. And as said by our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, that criticism of democracy is its biggest pillar. Criticism is the biggest pillar of democracy. It is said by our Mr. Prime Minister. So hereby, by many people of the political party were going to the Habitat Club and causing destruction there because it had nothing related to Kunal Kamra. There could be trials started against Kunal Kamra. There could be many things done against him. Maybe even Kunal Kamra is wrong, but was Habitat Club wrong? Absolutely not. They were just doing their job, serving as a place for the comedians to act on. So let's just say that freedom of speech is there in our country, but what really needs to be stopped here is the act of these goons, and what really needs to be stopped here is again for a real legal system to be there for these people who are causing destruction anywhere they want to be stopped.
Nice aspect raised by Kapish that I know, like maybe Kunal Kamra can be wrong from the perspective of many people. Okay, or he can be right from the perspective of many people. Okay, or that's not even the base of this particular discussion. Here we are not even saying that who is right or who is wrong in this particular case. But there is a particular thing in our India that we are democratic country. Okay, means everyone have got their right to express themselves. Okay, and there is the right freedom of speech. But if we leave that particular thing apart, here we also have one right which is not even written in constitution, but it's important that the freedom of survival. Okay, that we can do anything for our survival. I know that maybe he can be wrong, the comedian, or maybe he can be right. But the thing which was done, the violence which was used in that particular case, in that particular location, was baseless. Means that there was no need of violence there. Means if they think that they were personally targeted, which I want to clear that they were not personally targeted, there was no mention of name. But still, if the party or any person believe that they were personally targets, so they can go with legally. Okay, they can go with defamation case, they can file FIR, whatever they want to do. But choosing violence to show your outrage is not the right thing. Not even that, but then threat calls, okay, death calls to the comedian. It's not even right thing. Means if you want to raise your voice, if you find that you are being, I would say, criticized or you are being defamed, okay, then raise your voice legally. You will be allowed by constitution as well. But there was not a particular thing or not, I would say, appropriate thing. If we leave this particular controversy, then freedom of speech, a biggest question, not because of this particular case only, but because of some past case as well. Okay, but freedom of speech have got many big aspects. Okay, but it limits somewhere. Okay, because if I have freedom to say something, or if I have freedom to say everything, so it doesn't mean that I will speak anything. Okay, here defamation is the different thing. But now, before starting this conversation or before recording this particular discussion, we have to say that we don't support any party. Why we have to say? Because there's a particular fear in ourselves that camera is here. Okay, there's a fear that if we it goes viral, then maybe our house is the next, maybe we are the next, or maybe these chairs are the next to get broken. Okay, so what I think, that freedom of speech exists in India, but only in papers.
Kunal mentioned that freedom of speech is not just violated once, but it has been violated by the people, by the government, by many authorities multiple times. We have seen that it is not just one case of Kunal Kamra, where we have seen that freedom of speech is violated by a party, we can say, or the ruling party. The thing is that if we have freedom of speech in constitution, in Indian constitution, which is article 19 clause 1 subclause a, which is about that you can speak what you want to, but in article 19 clause 2 there are restrictions, and in that restrictions there is a point about defamation. But if you are talking about defamation, you are not talking, you are not criticizing someone directly. In that, the song which is very much popular, that he's saying traitor, or we can say gaddar to someone. The thing is that he is not pointing out directly to any government or the public figure. And even if he is doing so, so it is about the criticism, as the criticism is not the part of, we can say, defamation, but we can say it can be a political satire. And as he mentioned that it is not just about that freedom of speech is only allowed or only permitted in written form. But the thing is that if you are a cartoonist, or if you are placing someone through newspaper, through tweets, then that point of time also your freedom of speech can be violated in India. Okay, so with the continuation of yours discussion point, I just want to say that the freedom of speech exists only when it is in your favor. Means here I want to talk about the media. Means I know that if you are giving threat to someone, if you are defamating someone, then it is not legalized. Even in the freedom of speech, it is written that it is not valid. But if you are saying that it is not valid, then why you are giving the threat on media only? Is it legal? Absolutely not. Means on media everybody is given threat that once it the person would be seen, then he would be facing with a lot of problems. So why they are saying it? In media only we are getting these all of the things. Even the surprising and fascinating thing would be that we all have read about this particular topic from YouTube only, not the press media, not of any news channel. Why? Because we know that what is biased thing, right? I would say that the YouTube has become the fourth pillar of press media rather than the media itself. Now, we all talked about a lot of things. Here I just talk about the media, that how it is just hiding the truth, and how they are just showing one-sided and making people manipulated, that see, this is should not be there, but they themselves doing the wrong thing, that is hiding the truth and just giving threat on TV channels on screen only.
To raise another aspect of this problem, rather than discussing about the just only about the right to expression and right to speech. Why in society the jokes becomes cases and the cases are becoming the jokes? Just try to understand that there are a lot of things to discuss yet to develop this country. But why everything? Why these kind of controversies like are indulging in politics? Why every time like a political frame is increasing? Why whenever these type of you can say criticisms comes, then why politics and why government is not able to handle it? Whether it is about politics only, because our prime minister also only said that the criticism is the soul of democracy, and even we also really follow that if we want to improve we need criticism, right? And I don't think so that if we are exploiting by criticizing any government, because as a citizen we are doing right. We have a right to speech, or if we don't like something then we will speak. I'm not like I'm not in the point of Kunal Kamra, and even I'm not saying that defamation is good, but I'm just saying that why we are focusing on these kind of situations, whether we have a lot big problems more than that. If suppose violence would take place, if he will get jailed, might be, or he will be killed by many politicians, then what would happen? Will rapes and will pollution decrease? Will the transportation system of India will be good? What will be the solution after end? It will be like you can say it will just be forgotten as every case.
Through the insult and guilty one will take the offense. How we know that? In that song, the Kunal Kamra sang some songs. In that, even he didn't mention the name, but still, the Rahul, there's a guy who took the means he thought that they are talking about our guru, the singer, and actually those guys went to the habitat where this was shooted. Actually, they were not having the common sense. Why I'm saying that? Actually, that video was shooted in Jan, but after that, when they went there, so they were saying that where is Kunal Kamra? After that, a guy said he's not here. But after that, from there only, a guy said just 1 hour ago only I saw the video of him. Where is he? It's just like just imagine you are watching a video on YouTube. There's a Jawaharlal Nehru on the video, and who went to the Red Fort. Where is Jawaharlal Nehru? Just imagine. Does it making any sense? No. So you can just imagine what they are doing. Actually, after that they didn't find him. No, so they just broke the chairs and they just did it. Actually, they were just sent to do this. Actually, what is going over there? Actually, how we know that freedom to the speech. Actually, we are not having that freedom to speech. Actually, we are speaking or giving speech which the government or the ruler or means rulers want to have. That is what do I think.
What do I believe apart from this topic? There are, I would say, some prominent and I would say popular news channels where the news have been projecting so many times. Each one of the day there are 100 news which projected within 1 minute. 1 minute, one news for 100 times. So after after this controversy, there are some of the data I've seen them, and then I realized that 50% of the topic of those news about Pakistan, ISI, and all of them. Rest of the 25%, it's all about controversy which have been having the debate between the politicians and their leaders. And apart from two, three TVs channels who are projecting prominent content, just like Chandrayaan missions at that time, prominent about AI, and apart from this, some which are social norms topic. So these are the things which we are seeing. Apart from this, which are not even prominent from aspect of the youth. This is a thing which is projected. And apart from this, now comes to the topic. Kunal Kamra's topic is also the controversy nowadays. It's just like a boom in our youth. But do you really think that it would going to give you some productive thing? But I would say indirectly it just boom and empower the critical thinking of ourselves. It gives us something which is not even happens in a normal time. Just like you can say whatever that you want to say, but it is just like you are not saying in front of the camera. In where if you are under the camera, you are bound. He has said something which is not legal, which is not bounded, and which is not restricted from our perspective. Just because of this thing, government is just trying to elite some point over him. But is it positive? And it is I would say controversial topic from the aspect of our youth. I don't think so. There are some of the things which are really need to correct and which are really need to correct and implicate some of the necessary things apart from these things. Otherwise, we are just going to help these things over our youth, and we are just going to help ourselves and showcasing those things which are not even prominent. That's it.
Throughout the whole controversy, everybody is supporting Kunal Kamra that whatever he did was right, because defaming a political party is not so, like, is not that cup of tea, and everybody is doing that openly. Even we can name some of the creators who are openly criticizing political parties, but there is no action taken over them. Well, what have I observed is that if we look from the government's point of view, then this can create a whole havoc in the society, that you are defaming a political party on camera, and even we are saying that he didn't directly say this particular thing to any political party, but the context was the similar one, and this can today this matter is political, but later on it can become personal matter. And we know this thing, that today if government will let this particular propaganda go like this only, then people will have the thought in their mind that we are having right to speak anything, because freedom of speech also says that you have got right but not to defame anyone. You have got right to criticize the government, but for democracy, but for your political rights. You have no right to defame anyone, because that also comes under the case of defamation. And only one action of government is enough to let people break their limits and change. So the topic all over is that Kunal Kamra versus the government and how it looks like. It looks like that a person who just sung a song for the government, where we are demeaning the government, right? And at the same time, if we're talking about the Kunal Kamra point of view, it's all about that they are just doing something that is not appropriate. Like, if you are allegating me that I have sung something wrong, then who give you the right to actually giving a call threat and giving me sending the guns at my home and giving me a threat of killing. So these all concepts are not here just to showcase that, yeah, this is going viral and we have to pay attention towards. It's actually the thing that we have to understand, that how the government works and how the people have to think, that if you are having a right to speak, you can't say anything and anywhere. You have to be very conscious that what you are speaking about in public media, whether you are being recorded and it was seen by many people. At the same time, government should also know that how to react for a thing. You have so many ways to deal this particular thing, but why did you choose to clear violation where you are the representative of a particular state? Okay, so what do I believe, that this government always talks when the this kind of controversies arrives, then what about the flood, what about the what about the inflation rates, and what about the rape crime rates, and what about the unemployment rate? It was still arising. Why they are not talking about these things? And what is the ultimate thing of this all the things? And there are many claims of government which this time also not fulfilled. We have never thought about this anywhere. So we have right to speak. So though both the perspective is only thing, that you have the right to speak, you can say anything, but at the same time we have to understand where we are speaking what.
India is the largest democracy in the world, which is slowly becoming China, because the people of India don't have the right to speak in against of the government of India. And it was not a completely defamation. It was just a criticism, and I would like to tell you that there is a huge difference between criticism and defamation. As you all are just saying that that was defamation of the party, but that was just a criticism, and we all have the right to speak. And if this will be only happening in this country, then after a period of time, what will happen? What will be the outcomes of this? Just violation, or the people of India would be afraid to say anything in front of the whole world? And as in China happens, that the people of China can't say anything in against of their government. That is really happening in India too. So I think the controversy is just a distraction, because the government and the people of India wants to distract us from the real issue that is happening in India. India as a country is not so good or not so developing country. As every time we say it is developing, but it is developing controversies only, not India.
As we know, India is a developing country, and these controversies are going viral because of people wants to watch these things. So I usually don't watch news and all the things, but in the reels, in the shorts, we are getting these types of topics. So, what Indian youth will learn from these things? So, I don't think that this is the main topic which we have to like see or watch. I think there are lots of topics which we have to cover to gain more knowledge about the things which is currently going on.
Welcome to India where crime is comedy and comedy is a crime. So, like, after knowing this controversy, when I saw the video of Dhruv Rathi, when I saw a video, they were protesting Kunal Kalra Murdabad, Kunal Kalra Murdabad. Like, yeah, this is what I want to say. You're protesting against someone and you don't even know the name of that person. And I really want to say this thing like they are just proving that song right by their behavior only. I think whatsoever Kunal Kamra like he has said in his parody song was right because the government is proving it right only by threatening someone on the call and asking them, "Where are you?" When he said that I'm in the Tamil Nadu, they asked like, "How will I come to Tamil Nadu?" It's your headache. You want to find him. You want to kill him, then you are asking to the person, "How will I come to Tamil Nadu?" He said, "It is so far, but I want to kill you." So doing this kind of stupidest thing, this should not be the issue of the country. Rape and the recent cases, whatsoever is going on, like murdering and rape cases, it is so common in India. But the biggest issue of India nowadays is comedy only. Like, uh, just like Samir Raina also, he can also be lost. But who cares? The cases which are existing, like rape cases and the criminal cases, these cases will never be lost. Only the comedians will be lost just because of their comedy. It's not being the very first time. It has happened with a lot of comedians. It has happened with the Munawar Faruqi as well. Because, like, we have the right to speak, but whenever we criticize the government cannot take that criticism.
Guys, I just want to say one thing. See, this Kunal Kamra, BJP government, Thakre, so many like are there in the queue. And just want to say, one should be aware of all this thing. One should be raising their voice, and one should have right to speech or right to speech of freedom. One should have. There's nothing wrong. At the same as you people are the young kids of this nation, I would like to suggest you one thing. Don't go blind supporting any particular thing because you don't know the scenario behind Kunal Kamra. You don't know the scenario behind BJP happening. You don't know anything about politics. You think this particular party is doing so good, this particular person is doing so good, and we go supporting anyone, and we go blind. What happens in our friend circle? Just suppose any one of you is standing with the group of 4 members and sharing कि भाई तेरे को पता है कुणाल कामरे ने ऐसे बोला तो कह रहा भाई हाँ यार उसने बहुत बढ़िया बोला at the same there are 2-3 members, they are not in a support of Kunal Kamra. What if they're gonna go against of you? What if you are going to ruin your relationship with them? What if they are going to fight with you or you are going to fight with them? It's better to be balanced. What you like, say this thing. Ki I believe freedom of speech should be there. That's it. I don't people say ki why do you want to follow ABCD party? Say Bharat Mata ki Jai. They don't know anything, then they say Bharat Mata ki Jai. That's fine to say Bharat Mata ki Jai, but they are unaware. They are influenced. It is easily seen. So don't be influenced. Be knowledgeable, guys. Got it, guys? This is what I want to say. Thank you so much for the lovely lawn.